Okay, so some thoughts about Jeremy. Well, okay, he loves his nuclear family, Alex and the furballs, and we've already heard about that. We've not only heard them, or one of the big ones, Cairo, but we've seen him. But he's a lovely dog. He's a lovely dog. He's big but lovely. And who knows what will happen in the future? There may be some competition for the furballs. Who knows? But we're looking forward to seeing what will happen there in the future. Well, Jeremy and Alexa love their lifestyle here in Australia, particularly in Queensland, with its open country, its off-roading, the motorbiking. We've clearly seen how much they like that, and it makes me feel I would like to be on that bike, but I wouldn't trust myself on it. The camping, and all in this pristine, clean air and beautiful countryside, which is part of Queensland. But we mustn't forget the dangers, particularly of Queensland, and having come from overseas many years ago, that was pointed out to me, the poisonous snakes, the spiders, the crocs, the plants that could get at you, the waiter bits. But Jeremy, when he was working in the bush, working way out in the country, would at weekends drive 3 to 4 hours to the airport, sleep overnight in the rough using a sleeping bag with a zip that zipped all the way up the top. And the reason why, when I asked him, well, why did you have a sleeping bag that zipped up across over the top so you're actually inside it? He said, oh, it's because of the snakes. The snakes tend to come in to the sleeping bag, so yeah. But rather him than me to be sleeping in the rough in that way. But this is just an illustration of the kind of guy that Jeremy is. He's happy to do that kind of thing, even though there's dangers lurking all around. The one story I'd like to say is about him as an engineer, because as a child he was always an engineer. He was always building things, and there was one time when he was 7 years old, he made a really powerful gun made out of PVA piping and some elastic. And we wanted to encourage him to make all these fantastic things, but what he was using this PVA pipe and elastic for was to fire rocks and stones, which would ricochet around the garden at huge speed, and we were a tad concerned. So we said to Jeremy, you have to gain permission from the Prime Minister, from John Howard, because at that time Australia was having a gun buyback policy where it was trying to buy back guns that people had in the countries and the towns to make Australia the safe place it is now. Well, Jeremy did write to the Prime Minister. We thought that would be the end of it, and that he wouldn't get back to playing with his powerful gun because he wasn't allowed to. Indeed, he got permission from the Prime Minister, John Howard. But a week later, he got a personal letter back from John Howard saying, yes, guns are very dangerous, and yes, we do need to buy them back, but since you've made it yourself and it's a toy gun, you can keep it. However, I am very glad to say that by that time, Jeremy was interested in making other things. So we were able to gradually hide the gun, take it apart, and it was forgotten because there are other things there. So, just to say, as a partnership between the two, Jeremy and Alex, it's a fantastic partnership. You're both successful in what you do. You're extremely successful in what you do, and I hope that continues. And you work well together. And I wish you a fabulous future and lots of adventures and lots of fulfillment. And I hope we as friends, these that are here today will have lots of opportunities to catch up with you and enjoy your company too. Okay, well that's it. I want to now hand over to Dad number 2.